Hey, welcome to Tuesday Tours with Trent. And we have a guest today. But first, I'm sitting here by my computer, and as you all know, the housing market has done some funny things in the last little bit. Year and a half ago, I would get on the Realtor MLS and I would put in my criteria to look for homes to flip. And I would put in my criteria, and there would always be over 100 homes listed that I could kind of peruse through. So I'm just going to show you something here. I put in that same criteria today. Now I know it was over 100 because when you hit load, the page will only load 100 at a time listings. So I would have to select multiple pages. But I put the same criteria in this morning, November 3rd, election day. Go vote, or don't, do what you want. So I would put my criteria in to look for homes. Hundreds of homes would pop up. I put my criteria in now, and I want to show you what pops up. Here's a listing, single family homes, active listings in Salt Lake, right there. Look how many listings pull up now. 5 matches. The market is crazy. It's nuts. Nobody knows how to predict it. Nobody knows what's going on with it. So, you know, I sit there and I analyze it, but I've got to go to an expert. So I have an expert here today that I think is going to give us a little bit more insight, because I can get online, research it, do all that. I just really don't know. So today, let me flip this oh, what is she reading? Interesting. Today, it is Tuesday Tours with Trent and Tilly, the fortune teller. Tilly!
Oh, well, hello! Just catching up on my reading. Yes,
wow.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, exciting to have you here.
I see you got my book.
Uh-huh, yes. Been working on home improvements. Almost
Excellent.
ready to sell. Yeah.
Day drinking, are we?
Let's, don't judge.
Well,
Okay.
I think all of the neighborhood dogs will be joining us today.
That wasn't actually.
City life. That's why we like the cabin. If you need to move away from all your neighbors' dogs, we would love to help you find a house. In fact, we might be looking for one ourselves. Well, Tilly, today we're talking about real estate, and I was just explaining that it's hard to know what's going on in the market.
Oh yes, it's very magical and mystical right now.
Do you have some insight for us?
Well, let's consult the crystal ball. Let's see. Oh, things are, I don't know, hazy in the crystal ball. I mean, they've been hazy in this crystal ball for a little while now. I don't know, it might be broken. Well, but let's consult the cards. The cards never
Lie.
Yeah, that's the word.
Okay.
Hey, wow, you're a fortune teller too. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about the past, because we can't talk about the future without knowing where we've come from and where we are present. So in the past, oh, looky here, Hermit. Okay, the 1st of 2020, we were all told to go inside. Hermit. Now, yes, physically speaking, we were told to go inside. We were told to go inside our homes. But we're also being called to go inside and do some inner work too. This little live might get a little deep for you. Another past. Oh, wounded child.
What does that mean?
Oh my goodness. This whole global planet has been poked with some sort of trauma. When we were being asked to go inside our houses and thought to have our freedom taken away, all of us were traumatized by something in our past. Our PTSD from our past all hit, and we all engaged with our wounded child. Those are our past right now. Now, in the present, now there's
Go ahead.
There's
Go
light.
ahead.
There is actually light and shadow, and you can see what light and shadow and hermit might be. Light and shadow, light going inside and finding what needs to be healed with our magic or with our wounded child. That would be the light side. The shadow side is staying in that hermit space.
We're doing very, very deep, intense real estate today.
Well, you got to get into the mindset sometimes too, and this is my alternate passion. Now, presently,
what do we got?
We're in Judge. Judge is huge right now. Now, the obvious side of Judge, that is shadow side, is we're judging our neighbors. We're judging our friends. We're judging those on social media. We're judging politics. We're judging everything about the agenda of COVID. We're judging everything and how people are handling it. We are in the most incredible side of Judge archetype, shadow side of Judge archetype that there is. But the beautiful light side of Judge is that there is a balance of the scales of justice. And right now, with all the screaming and yelling going on from all different sides, there's a balancing that's coming about. And that's what Judge is all about. Now, Destroyer.
Oh, that sounds scary.
Yeah. And today could be a really scary day for a lot of people because it is election day. And Destroyer might be something you're a little bit worried on. Whether you're on this side or that side, you might be a little bit worried. You've gone to an extreme shadow side of Destroyer. But the light side of Destroyer is creative. It's creativity. And that's where we're going to get into the future. The future is asking us to be a pioneer. A first, a change, a shift, a transition in the way that we have done things. And that is where we are headed. So that is the future. And the beautiful thing that we're also given is the athlete. This is the determination, the discipline, and the strength to go into these new, uncharted times and be able to create what we want. Now, that's all the great mystical and magical, okay? But let's talk about psychology for a minute, okay? And that's where we'll get back to
These books. She has lots of books and lots of insight, but this is my favorite book that she has. Oh, anyway, sorry.
Look at this handsome gentleman on the front.
He's a handsome man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
right, I know him.
So does now going back to
Hold on, we're getting a phone call.
The tarot cards, is that mindset for real estate and what's going on in the world?
It really is just a mindset for you, and I'll come back to that just a little bit as an individual. This is collectively what I feel like we're doing in the world right now, especially in America right now. But what I think, and this is where it's going to tie back into real estate, I promise. So in psychology, have you heard of Maslow?
Yes.
When did you hear about Maslow?
I learned about it on Naked and Afraid because I had needs.
I taught Trent about Maslow when he went on Naked and Afraid. Because everyone was worried about me being scared that Trent was going to go out with some naked lady. And I had to explain that Maslow has a
pyramid of hierarchy.
Yes, it's the hierarchy of needs. And I'm going to simplify it today. And when Trent was on Naked and Afraid, what I explained was that he is going to be down here. Down here is the lowest part of the triangle. And this...
She's saying really that I'm bottom of the chain.
No, he is not. But when he went out, he was. The bottom level that he inserted, they took away his clothes, they took away everything that he had, his shelter, his food, his water, all of his security.
My shoes.
His shoes. And he ended up down here on the very bottom of the triangle. And we're going to discuss what those are. Once you have accomplished this bottom level, then you can move up to a want. And that's the next one. And then if you get what you want, you can start moving into The higher parts. Now this is very simplified.
Desire.
Your desires. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Down here, in need. In need, you need food, you need water, and you need shelter. Okay, let me give, so when, now I'm going to interview you.
Oh.
When they turned the cameras on, told you to strip, and then
Oh yeah.
yeah, the naked lady came out from the corner. What were your first thoughts? Hubba hubba.
Well, I felt stupid for one because I'm naked and everyone else has clothes on. But then when they turned the cameras on her, I thought, oh good, cameras are off of me.
Oh, hence my reading.
We found this in a house that we sold. Hilarious, huh? I need to read it.
Anyway, so then you did your intro. You did all the filming for the first day, which is they call it the insertion. And then they say, okay, you have how many hours?
Oh yeah, by the time we get done filming and all this fun and games, and then they hand us the map and say, okay, you're on your own, we're just here to document. And we've got 3-4 hours till dark. All of a sudden, the naked didn't matter. It was more of an annoyance. Panic kind of set in because I started thinking, I have a few hours to get to where I need to go, get comfortable, and secure myself for the night. Otherwise, I'm in trouble.
So tell me what secure yourself for the night look like. Oh, see the wild banshees over here.
Shelter, for one.
Shelter.
Needed shelter, and I needed fire.
Okay.
So I needed comfort, and I needed the security of a shelter.
Okay. So
those were the two top priorities.
Okay, so that comes in right here. So we weren't quite to food and water yet. First thing he needed was shelter. First thing.
We would also like to welcome all the neighbors' dogs with us today that never quit barking.
This is Bird. He's little and yappy. And then our wolf dog, who likes to stand guard in case he needs to eat him.
Yeah.
All right, back to, so the first thing, because Maslow was so brilliant and came up with this hierarchy of needs, you need a shelter. And your shelter needs to be a safe place. So, here's where I get into real estate. When we were turned back into ourselves at the first of the year and asked to go within, not only within our homes, but within ourselves, what happened? Was your shelter big enough or was it too big? Did 3 kids decide to do online school and your hubby and you have to go and work inside your house, and was it too small? You might need to upgrade to a bigger shelter. It's a peace of mind. When you have, now, other things, maybe you lost your job. Maybe your hours got cut. Maybe your house was too big. We can help you with that too. It's let go of your ego and the pride that this house is all that you are. What you need is some peace. You need some peace in your heart. That's why we need to move away from this dog. Oh, he's being quiet. We won't remind him. But if there is something that you are, when you go inside within yourself, not within, just within your house, but when you're within the insides of yourself, inside your house, if you do not feel comfort, Trent mentioned you have to get comfortable, but if you did not find that your shelter gave you a security, then you can't move up to what you want. And what you want, I mean, sure, we want a bigger house, we want a car, but what we really want, we want happiness,
security,
we want peace, we want security,
comfort,
and we want comfort. And maybe we gotta let our pride go sometimes and downsize a little bit so that the money going out isn't quite as huge. Or maybe we need to let go of our pride a little bit and upsize so everyone can have their own space. So everyone can start working on this future. Pioneer. What What is the new world going to look like? We get to create it. The thing is everybody says they want to go back to normal. Why do we want to go back to normal? We burnt that shit down. It's a destroyer. That's what happened. And when we did it, we brought in the judge and we started judging everybody for it. So let's stop the judging and go to the light side and say, what are the scales of justice? What needs to be righted? And what needs to be righted within myself, not just out in society. Believe me, I hear y'all screaming and yelling all over Facebook, whatever it is that you're judging. But really, we need to turn that within and see what are we judging about ourselves. And then balance those scales of justice for ourselves, and it will balance the scales of justice for our society to create a new world. And we have the strength, the athlete, determination, discipline, and strength to do that. So, again, on Maslow's, the first thing, shelter. Of course, that's why I'm here to talk to you today, because Trent came to see me, Telly the fortune teller, to tell you how to get a house. But this is also just a little bit of insight of, on a bigger global scale, what we can be doing to work on ourselves. Now, once we get shelter, then the next thing that Trent did was find a water source. Found a water source. It was really far away, and so he knew that he had to even upscale that. He created a watershed so that when it would rain, it would water into this watershed and drop into his bamboo, and then he had water. He's starting to move up. He's working smarter, not harder. And then food, well, we won't talk about food. He ate spider, a big old giant tarantula. If you haven't seen it, like, drop a message down below. I'll post the video. It's intense. You'll love it.
It was delicious.
But then, once Trent got all of these, even his partner left. Okay, she did not want to stay down here. She wanted to go back to her life where her wants and desires were handled. And she had some inner things going on and some things going on back home that required that she needed to leave. And love her for what she did to help set Trent up for this level. But by day 21, when Trent was on that mountain and had made his shelter, had a food source, and had a water source, this is what he told the producers, okay? The producer said, so Trent, it's day 21. What do you think?
Oh,
and
dude,
he said,
I was loving it. I had the whole side of my shelter would lift up. I'm on a mountain, canopy of the jungle, the sunset going down. I'm laying there by my fire and just thinking, dude, people would pay bucks to sit here and see what I see right now. Parrots would land on my shelter and in the tree above me and sit there and squawk. And oh my gosh, it was heaven. It was like an exotic heaven. And I honestly was kind of sad to actually extract. I was very happy because I got to eat real food, but I was kind of sad because I made my adventure comfortable. I made my shelter, my home, a place that I wanted to be.
and secure.
And very secure.
You felt like you were safe in that space.
Very safe and secure. Yeah.
Okay.
That was great.
And you told the producer you could leave me here. I'd be fine.
I said you could come back in 6 months. I'll still be trucking away. I literally told him that.
All right. So, honestly, if you would like to, because honestly, who doesn't want to move up this into our wants? Because yes, maybe we want a viper. That's what Trent wants. If anybody wants to gift him a viper.
Not the snake.
No, he wants the car. Or me, let's see, what do I want? I want a Mercedes G Series. Is that what I want?
Yep.
Or a Tesla. I'll choose a Tesla. Okay, that is what we want. But what we really want is we want peace and we want security. But it's got to start down here with our needs. Now, we can't help you with food. And if you're in a position where you need food right now in the current situation with the COVID and all of the craziness going on, private message me. I know people who have started amazing charities that can help you. Water, we live in America. If you don't have water, well, I can't help you. But shelter,
I need to help my neighbors with dog bark collars.
that's a want.
Oh, that's a want.
That's a want.
Oh, I'm skipping ahead.
That's why. Or maybe it's a desire. but because we have all our needs met. But right now, we would love to help you with a shelter. If you need to upsize, if you need to downsize, we would love to help you with that and help you find peace in your life. So, does that help, Trent?
Yes. Thank you very much, Telly the fortune teller. I appreciate your wisdom. Now, let's all take what we learned here, take the end of the day election, and move forward and live our happiest life ever.
And choose a new world. Let's not go back to normal.
Okay. Thanks, Telly. Ta-ta.